This
He
is the
used to
book I
have
got.
chickens running around the yard. Yeah.
It's
Okay,
I got a
the
shampoo.
self-sufficient,
Nice.
nice.
John Seymour Self-Sufficient Guide, and it is just chock full of everything
Yeah.
you could ever, like the pH, the soil, what's necessary for everything, strawberry beetles. Yeah, I looked at like a guide on how to shear sheep and everything, all the
Yes.
mushrooms.
Okay. Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, mushrooms is an
haven't
important one.
Yeah.
haven't read all of it yet, but it is, man, it is like the Bible for
Ryan.
homesteading. I love it.
I gotta run, guys.
Ryan, it's
All right,
great.
have a
It's
good
good
one.
seeing y'all.
Nice to
Thanks
talk to
It
you.
again.
was
All right,
nice
see ya.
having you.
See ya. Saturday or
Nice.
Friday?
Friday.
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 Also
Friday,
on
that's what I
YouTube
thought.
tomorrow morning. I'll
Okay.
make a post.
All right.
Yes.
Tomorrow morning. All right. I'll see you guys.
All
I love y'all.
right. Bye, sweetie.
Bye.
Bye.
Go ahead, buddy. You want to say bye-bye?
Bye.
Thank you.
Aw, bye.
There's a post that says, "Is it awkward that I need more sleep than I used to need before epilepsy?"
No.
Not awkward at all.
I'm
I'm
with that.
so tired constantly. Like I feel like after I have an aura, I
Because it
need to
is.
sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I need more sleep all the time too. I
I,
snooze my morning alarm so many times.
I've been better at being a morning person, and I'm so thankful of it. Like I've been
Yeah.
waking up 7
I
o'clock,
want to
6
sleep
o'clock,
less, but
and I same. I feel like I'm wasting the day sometimes. Like all I want to do is sleep, but I'm like, no, I work tomorrow. I can't just sleep.
right. I want to sleep. Sometimes I just can't fall asleep. That's the
No.
worst. It's like
but
you're
then it's
completely
nighttime,
exhausted, but
and
you
then
just can't.
nighttime comes, and I could have been doing like the most. I could have been like
Digging
doing
trenches
the
all day. Yeah.
I could have been doing everything all day, and then nighttime comes, and I want to like, all right, I'm tired. I tired myself out. Let's go to
Mhm.
sleep. Nope.
Mm-mm.
I'm sorry. Is that the same with you, Sailor Mom? You have trouble?
Yeah, I'm like I'll be completely exhausted, which is bad because that is kind of one of my
Mhm.
triggers is
Oh yeah.
like just completely physically exhausting myself.
Well, lower your threshold.
And yeah, it just lowers it so far.
I
And
mean, you're sorry. I didn't mean
no,
to cut
it's
you off.
fine. Well, my husband will constantly say like, "Don't do so much. Go sit down, do this." But you feel bad.
And
The
then
thing that
meals or nighttime teas really did the trick.
Yeah, no. So then I did in the night. I'll lay there and I'll be like, oh, I want to sleep. I'm so exhausted, but my brain is going so fast. And
Mhm.
the
then,
annoying thing is the brain
Like
takes the
doing
most
backflips.
energy out of any organ in your body. Like your brain takes by far the most energy. And that
that's
just
true.
sucks for us. And
And that's why even
it's
if you
just
think you're
another
asleep, but you don't get to that like REM,
yeah,
you know,
It's
sleep, you can
constantly
wake up and
working.
it's like it didn't do you any good.
Mhm.
You wake up and you're like, what? Did I sleep at all?
Yeah.
You know,
Like
did I have a really bad seizure and now I'm here?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I
I'm
don't
not
remember going to bed.
I'm not bragging at all, but like I'm 25 and I thank God every single night because I sleep really well. Like
That's
I
good.
luckily get 8 hours of sleep and I know I'm
Yeah.
very fortunate for that. And
Yeah.
it's something that when it goes away, I'm gonna be miserable. But
Mm.
until then.
Well,
And
Yeah,
if
well,
I
that's
wake
the other
up
thing.
in the
Sometimes you
middle
can
of the
have a
night,
bad week, but the next week is, you go back to your normal.
that can
yeah,
happen too.
I
Yeah.
know it's sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night just to go to the bathroom, and
Can't go back to
it
sleep.
feels like
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I need another 8 hours of sleep.
But sometimes you can't even fall asleep. Yeah.
Like sometimes I can't fall asleep and I feel like I'm having a focal. It's like, was I asleep?
Exactly.
How long was I asleep? I don't know if I was asleep or not, but I felt like I was just rested. Like I was either in a dream and it was a really vivid dream.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a
Yeah.
focal and I'm just out of it in my thoughts for an hour or two.
Yep.
You can never tell.
Yep. And it's like 5 hours later.
Right. It's like, yeah, it's like,
Yes.
did I sleep? All this time passed and I'm looking at the clock and I don't feel tired. Yeah.
For
And with a
sure.
family, you feel even more stupid because I'm looking around like, okay, wait, did I have them in my sight? Was I even was I here? What did we actually do today?
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, the sun is coming up and I'm still awake. It's like, did I get any sleep? But I can't tell because I don't know if my mind was just thinking and I was asleep and my mind was just thinking about all this stuff. But sometimes I just be thinking about a lot and I can't tell if I slept or not. But I was
I know I
thinking
have
about a
more
lot.
focal
I don't know if it was a dream.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely have more focal seizures, like around the time of a nap. And I don't know if it's because maybe I didn't get enough sleep and I need that nap, or
I
if
think
it
it's
happens like
tiredness.
during and
I think yeah, I think your threshold is much lower when you're tired. It's
Yeah.
just like your brain, you don't have the energy to pass those neurons back and forth, and when they do, it's just easier for them to mess up. And like I definitely noticed towards the end of my day at work, I was getting like phantom smells and stuff like that a little bit. Like I could feel auras coming on. The Kepra is keeping them at bay a little bit more and not letting them kind of ramp up, but at the same time. No, I definitely understand. Like, yeah, when you're tired, oh man, I feel those auras come.
Yeah. They're more intense and they can take you down easier. But I did read somewhere that the transition between different levels of, like, say, awake and asleep, or sleep and then you go into REM sleep, the different variations that we go through, the cycles, those
Yeah.
little bits in between, are those lower your threshold more than anything else, as
Really?
that weird position between our various stages of awake and asleep and whatnot.
It's like opening up a new app on your computer
Yeah,
and
something, it's
letting
like
something
it
could
just,
mess up.
yeah, right, exactly.
I have had multiple grandmas sleeping where you just wake up on the floor of your bedroom and you're like, what happened last night? And there's just
Yes.
blood on your pillow and you're like, oh, cool, I had a seizure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see you're
Yeah,
an Eagles fan, Jeff.
I am, and don't believe everything you hear about us.
I've heard some
It's
pretty
not
bad
true.
things about the Eagles, but I won't believe them. I won't believe them.
I got something that says any older people who have epilepsy for a long time. I've had epilepsy since I was 13 and now I'm 21. I keep reading about SUDEP, how epileptics have compati- com- comparatively shorter lifespan, and it
Comparatively,
honestly
probably.
scares me. Huh?
She probably meant, oh, she or he meant comparatively.
Yeah, there's no R, so yeah. Yeah, comparatively shorter lifespan, and it honestly scares me. I'd love to hear from people who've lived with epilepsy for a long time. How do you manage the risk? Any advice or reassurance would be really appreciated. I'm not sure what to do right now, though. I just learned about SUDEP.
I second
Anybody
this.
else?
I
The
say don't worry.
25-year-old.
I mean, I can't say don't worry because I haven't been told that,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
I mean, I would just say get ready for, just kind of short term. That I don't know, like don't plan on long term goals. Kind of use every day. I mean,
Well,
I didn't like get that word, but live every day like it's your last. I know
Yeah.
that's such a
I
silly thing to say, but that's how I think of it.
I also want to say I don't like sure people with epilepsy might have comparatively shorter lifespans, but it's not like you're gonna die from a seizure. Like a seizure itself isn't gonna kill you. What's gonna kill you is hitting your head and having a stroke or doing breaking something, having a seizure. So just
Yeah, like
be safe. Just take precautions you need to take, make the changes in your household you need to make, and just don't let it get to you, I think, too much. Just try to,
Well, more of that being your own advocate too, because I can't honestly say that these medicines, yes, like maybe they help the seizures, but there's other they're doing some other stuff to us.
Oh, sure.
If anything, that's impaired immune systems. Maybe they don't, maybe the FDA doesn't recognize that, but it's too much of a coincidence
My
that a lot
Dilantin
more
is
people,
eating away my bones and jaw, all that
like the
stuff.
calcium, and if it's like granted that after 10 years of taking these medications now, I don't even want to get the blood test because they're going to tell me I need to take even more calcium and B12 and folic acid, and it's just too obvious. Again, the numbers don't lie.
Right.
Yep. Or
So yeah, for
like
the
Clonopin.
long-term epilepsy, like to answer that, I don't know if I would look forward to it, but I would just stick with the like live every day like it's your last thing.
I
Yeah.
mean, I'd rather not be on the medicine at all, but
But you want to live.
Yeah, risk versus
Right.
reward
yeah.
again.
Like I
Oh,
posted something. I posted something. You guys gotta go check out. This one kid came on, and he said, "It's like, do you want to be epileptic and be happy, or do you want to be raging and non-epileptic?" And I was like, "That's a good way to put it." He was like, "These pills are gonna make you crazy, but they're gonna make you not have seizures." And he was like, "Or you can just not take the pills and still be a happy person."
yeah, I can't
And
really do that. Because
I
Yeah.
mean,
I learned about mine from SUDEP. Like seriously, I stopped breathing. I almost died, and that's can happen anytime. It's right there in my file. It's the number one thing. I can just have a seizure and stop. It's called sudden, unexpected death in
Heard of
epileptic
it?
patients.
Yes.
So if they just learned about it, I'm sorry.
yeah.
It sucks. It's a true fact. It can happen to anybody, but if you've
Yeah.
actually had the diagnosis of it, I would guess it's probably
I think they said they
something
read
more
about
to
it.
worry about. They don't even have it so far,
But
right?
And for
again,
people
also,
Yeah, the
go ahead.
person said they read
I
about it and they've had epilepsy since 13 and now he's 21. He's like, should I be worried?
I just want to say, like, at any moment in your life, though, you can be hit by a bus. You could have a
Yeah.
brain aneurysm and die. Like, SUDEP is there in the background. It's very uncommon,
Exactly.
but it's there, just same as everything else. Anytime you get on a bus, in a car, on an airplane, you're
Right.
taking the same risk. And just try to keep that in mind and just don't let it get to you, really.
Yeah.
Like, the worst thing is stressing about it,
Yeah.
lowering your threshold, and giving more opportunity for SUDEP to come
To
in,
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Every
I had to learn that.
everything with epilepsy is lowering that stress threshold.
Mhm.
It's like try to keep from getting stress up to you.
Yep.
Yeah, it definitely makes a difference. People who had to find out about their epilepsy from, like Sailor Mom's experience. I
Yeah.
would compare it to like hurricane versus tornado. Like the hurricanes they see on the radar, they kind of warn you, you know when it's coming, but the tornadoes are the ones that like pop up and you get backed into a corner. And like if you don't have the storm shelter, then obviously you're going to take whatever meds the doctors give you because you feel like you're going to die otherwise.
Yeah.
So epilepsy is one
And
of those things where like it depends on how you're diagnosed to even take treatment.
Yeah.
one more thing about the meds, we say every time, if they aren't working for you, talk to your doctor. Just
Immediately.
have a conversation with them.
Yep.
Like, there's so many.
Yeah.
And it's just be honest with yourself and have a conversation with your doctor. The worst thing he can say is, let's keep it going a little bit longer. Let's just see.
Let's try longer. Let's try
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
It's the
I
worst
know.
he can say.
Oh, so many times have I had to have the conversation. I think I have a list here of 12 medications that have not worked for me, and that's straight from my file. That's crazy. And then I'm on 5 right now.
Everyone has such a worse story than me. Everyone says, oh, you're on such a low dose and you're not taking this many and you've only tried this many.
Yeah, but you've had
And
vocals where you told the bus to go and the train to go, and You know, that just because you're not on a very high dose doesn't mean it isn't serious. Does
Yeah, I was
not
on
mean it's not
500
affecting your
milli.
life day to day.
Yeah,
That's
Oh,
not how it works.
I felt the same way
like
saying I was
ending
on
up
500 milligrams of Keppra, but at the same time, like you guys taught me that I was still having a lot of seizures during that time. It's like, yeah, it doesn't just the medication you're on doesn't change whether or not you have epilepsy or how
No,
much support you deserve at all.
no, certainly not. Certainly not.
like
Yeah.
Right.
leaving
Since
work
I've
and ending up at an old town. That's serious. You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah.
like you don't know how you got there or anything. It's like that's
I know how I
serious.
got there. I know exactly how I got there.
Well, I
I know
mean,
But
the
you
but
woke up
exact
and said,
buses
"Why
that'll
am I
get me to
here?"
that location.
yeah,
I know the only 3 buses that'll get me to that location.
Right. You know how you got
After I
there,
get
but
on
you
the
were like,
train.
"Why am I here?"
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, why am I here?
Exactly.
I was like, what am I doing? Was I asleep? I don't even remember getting on the bus. I remember leaving work. That was about it.
Has
Um,
yeah.
anyone had a seizure where they've thrown up or they've been throwing up during the seizure? Um,
no.
or come out of a seizure throwing up? Because that was one of my experiences at school is like I had a seizure during class. I don't remember really anything just except being in class and the next moment I'm throwing up into the trash can outside of class. And my teacher just told me I sprinted out of class pretty quickly and I just had to throw up down my shirt. But I just was curious if anyone else has had something like that.
The only journal
Not
entry I
going.
have about a seizure like that is what I threw up, but it was because I was eating when I had like
Okay.
it started. So it was involuntary, but that's when they were lasting longer and I'd had the incontinence and they were just more severe altogether. So
Hmm.
I'm not surprised, but it was kind of a coincidence that I think it only happened because
Yeah,
I was eating at the time.
makes sense.
I think I woke up from a one when I was sleeping and ran to the bathroom and threw up. But
Okay.
yeah, um, and definitely I have times where it's part of an aura, and I have to you know, lay down or go to
Excuse
the
yourself.
bathroom and just hope nothing happens.
Yep. I have had those too many times to count.
Like you ever get those to where the bathroom floor feels so good, like
Yes.
it's the coldest thing in your
It's
body. It's just
cold.
like you can't
Yeah.
control your body temperature, but that bathroom floor feels so good. The
Mm-hmm.
tile just
Yeah.
cold, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I'd rather be on the floor. It's cooler.
yeah. I thought that was only me, but yeah,
No.
that
Yeah.
bathroom tile, something else.
Yeah.
I feel like
Sometimes.
heat lowers my threshold, honestly. It like
Yep.
triggers auras. Or I don't know if it's because like it causes me to get hot or I get them because I'm hot, but I definitely like feel them come on more when I'm hot for sure.
Yeah.
Or warm.
I never had
That's
them with
another,
like
yeah, go ahead.
extreme heat until a couple years ago, and then it's like now I get dizzy all the time because of it.
Mm.
So do you think it's dehydration?
No, it's not dehydration. I drink plenty of water and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
take heat very well at all anymore.
It just switched up on me.
Yeah.
There's a few things that switched up on me. That's just one of them.
My
Yeah, I
husband
don't know
even
if
said that I was
sweating.
putting off heat a while ago when I was having a seizure. He's like, "Why are you so hot during this?" And I'm like, "I
Hey,
Yeah.
aren't women just more they like give off more heat, right? Isn't that just a scientific fact?
sometimes I'm freezing cold."
Right?
My wife said I used to give up a lot of heat.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
sometimes I get like bad sweats in my sleep. Like anybody sweat a lot in their sleep, or is it
That's
just
what
me?
I hate the most,
Mhm.
I've woken up
is just sweating
drenched in
easily.
sweat. Oh my God.
Anything.
Sweated
Like
through your
not
clothes and the sheets and everything, and it's all ugh.
Right.
I grew up in Arizona And I've never sweat as bad in a summer night than I have like since being diagnosed with epilepsy.
Yeah,
I
me
have some
either.
horrible nights.
It don't even gotta be a summer night. It can be
No,
No, I'm just saying
midwinter.
like I sweat more than a
than you
summer
did
night.
in
Yeah.
Arizona in the
Right.
Yeah.
summer night, right? Oh,
Yeah.
And that's really saying something.
Dude,
That
I
is the
just washed
desert.
my sheets too. I remember like the night before I washed my sheets and woke up in like wet sheets. It was
Yeah.
uh
mm-hmm.
$2 to wash my clothes here.
Oh.
That's annoying feeling like I have to bring a
Yeah.
sweat rag with me on like on a little walk. Hate
I
that.
mean, because I bit my tongue, I literally have been sleeping with a washcloth on my next to my mouth because I'm just drooling. I can't
Mhm.
swallow. I'm
Mhm.
just drooling. Luckily,
Yep.
I've got some more ibuprofen and Tylenol. I've been doubling up on those today, and it's been so nice.
Yeah. Just be careful. Don't take too many.
My doctor, I asked my doctor, I was like, "Do you have anything?" He's like, "The only thing I can give you is narcotics, and I don't want to give you narcotics." And I was like, "Yeah, that's fair. I don't want to."
Yeah.
All right. The most unfortunate place you had a seizure. Last week I had a seizure and I fell into a bush full of thorns. Got me thinking.
Oh.
Am I the
Got you
only
thinking
one
about
that falls
what?
in bad places?
Oh.
No, he's not the only
Ouch.
person who falls in bad places.
I mean, Pookie,
No.
didn't you say you woke up in your neighbor's house one time? Like,
Yeah, but I think he's probably talking about like tonic-clonic, like go
falling.
out and have a
Yeah,
seizure in a bush or something. That's what he said in
yeah.
the bush.
Uh,
Yeah. Uh,
I mean,
I
I
did
guess
it.
it could. Maybe he was thinking it could have been worse if it was poison ivy or something. I don't know. I couldn't
I
imagine
mean,
what could be worse.
my last one was definitely the worst. Like, having one in a public
This is a tough
bathroom, falling
question
onto
for me.
linoleum floor.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
bad.
I
I had
definitely like.
so many.
It's hard to remember. You're like, I've had a couple bad ones, but I can't
yeah, I'm
remember.
trying to think of my most unfortunate. It says.
See,
I
so
can go
that
back.
leads me to remember like which was the most embarrassing one, and it was like all those little kids' birthday parties I ruined. Those
Or
were some of
when
the
Oh,
I chipped
worst
my
ones for
tooth.
me.
When
Chips
I
your
chipped
I
my
can
tooth.
tooth,
probably
I
say
was doing something
unfortunate
I
place.
knew I shouldn't have been doing. I should not have been working on construction. And I was just working with
Oh,
someone who's going to pay me cash because I can't work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I
yeah.
need money. So I'm doing that. And right before that, I'm like in someone's attic on my stomach like this to go hand him a cord through a light to where he can make the light on the ceiling. After that, I started digging a hole, and the hole was already 2 feet deep. And I fell in it. I chipped my tooth.
Hit a
Uh,
rock or something. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I think mine was probably maybe high school, but I don't
That's a
know.
tough one. It's a tough place to
I would
have
say the
one.
high school one because I was in the back of the room and the way the desks were set up, like the EMT had to get all the way back there, and it was just
Oh.
Yeah.
so hard. But I wouldn't have known that because I didn't regain conscious until I was in the I don't even I think
Ambulance
the
or
emergency room at the
wow.
time. So
I think the obvious answer for me is actually car. I mean, I think for most people, if that you've had a seizure while driving, it's definitely the car. Um, but I don't know. Jeff, what about you? You haven't said much.
I know, I'm learning.
You're
Uh,
learning. Hey, totally fair. Totally fair. I'm
I
just
uh,
curious.
I just started having seizures like 2 years ago, last year.
Okay.
No, 2 years ago, 23.
Hmm.
Uh, and I guess they're focals. I have them at night when I'm sleeping.
Mhm.
Uh, but I don't really know much about it.
Hmm.
Uh, and this is the best way to learn, to
Yeah.
listen to people
Yeah.
who have lots of experience.
Yeah.
Um, the one thing I was wondering, and this happens to me once in a while, if I'm watching a sports game
Hmm.
and all of a sudden I would have missed like 3 minutes or 5 minutes. Is that a seizure, or am I just like going off in
Yep.
another world?
It's a
Yeah.
seizure.
Most
Yeah.
Sounds
likely a
like
Yeah,
it.
that's
seizure.
what I thought.
Yeah,
Yep.
It could be
probably.
one.
I,
It could
I
be a
was gonna
blackout.
I was gonna ask you, do you get panic attacks randomly or what feel like panic attacks?
No, I don't get
No,
panic
okay.
attacks. I'm
Okay,
too
because
mellow.
well, hey, I'm a mellow guy too, but 2023, I started getting panic attacks or what I thought were panic attacks, and it took me until the first podcast here to realize I was having seizures that entire
Yeah.
time.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
No, I kind of knew right away. My brain was fucked.
Or all of ours are.
Yeah.
You're not alone.
Yeah.
Even
But
even
what happened?
non-epileptics.
I was older already, so it's kind of you're losing your memory naturally, and then there are things that just are way off and that I have no recollection of ever happening.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And you know, getting older, you'll forget things naturally. I mean, everybody forgets where their phone is or where their car keys are, stuff like that. But I can't remember half my life.
Yeah.
I'm
I
sorry.
had a memory like a steel trap until this happened.
Right.
Like seriously. It was my only defense against certain things, my childhood and whatnot. So, I remembered. But
Mhm.
now
It's one of my biggest
it's a
fears.
joke, really.
I can't tell you how many people have asked me if I have like a photographic memory, and I don't, but it's one of my biggest fears is losing my memory.
I used
Just
to,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but a lot of it,
Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's has like been one of my biggest fears for a long time.
yeah.
I told my mom if
Well,
she
my
ever
wife
gets
and I have an
dementia.
agreement on that.
What's
What's the
that?
agreement?
I'm not going to get there.
Okay.
uh,
All right.
I like. There's a little bit of ominous to that, but I like that.
Kind of.
That's how it is. I don't want to
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah, it's totally fair. I've told people if I have to ever load my food up with salt and pepper to taste things, shoot me right then on the spot.
Yeah.
I don't want to live. If I can't enjoy food the way it's supposed to taste, life's not worth living.
Well, can you enjoy food now? Because I can't.
I
I have a
I
lot of trouble.
haven't been able to for the past couple months, but like I said, after this last seizure and started my medication again,
You've been
I
enjoying
just
ice cream.
I just ate a pizza and it tasted normal.
Mhm.
And it hurt like hell eating it,
Yeah.
but it was the first solid food I've eaten in about 5 days, and it was the greatest tasting food I've had. I
There you go.
swallowed it down with a Pediasure because my
There
mom's
you
worried
go.
about my weight.
Cause for
Gotta get those
celebration.
nutrients.
Mm-hmm.
So you're the success story again for tonight.
That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Here's my
like you
cat
were
now.
saying, like if you can't do something that you don't want to live after you're doing that, not being able to taste food or whatever. My big thing is I told my daughter that I don't want to get so far out to where I need someone to change my diapers.
There you go.
Yeah.
You
I don't
lose
want to get
your
that bad.
self-respect.
That would be
And
bad.
I
I
left it
talked to
as
her.
a burden. If I'm
I
ever a
talked to her.
burden,
She's
just pull the
16. I
plug.
told her, just don't put me in a home. And she said, I won't put you in a home. Just that's
Mhm.
all. Don't put me in a home. And if you gotta clean up my drool and my diapers, I don't want that. But I told her epilepsy can mess me
Yeah.
up in the long run.
Katie,
And
you
she was
said it
like, I
right.
understand. She read on it. I was like, cool. I was like, just don't put me in a home. And she was like, I promise I won't put you in a home.
Katie said
But
it right. You don't want to be a burden, and that's my biggest thing. Is like, I would love
That's
to live
all
with
of
my
ours. I
mom.
think.
I would love to live with my mom, and I know she would love to live with me, but she's married again, and I know I'd be a burden on her husband,
Right.
and it's just it's not my right also to intrude on their life when they have their own lives now. So
Yeah.
I mean, just don't want to be a burden.
I
hear
remember, and I don't know if my wife lied to me, but like just to make me feel good. But I had this seizure once, and she said I did so much to like I basically the unconscious state of me was changing. Like normally I would just drop and like hurt myself or whatever, and it like that one seizure was just like no, it was like fighting. My unconscious state was just like fighting to not scare my daughter.
Oh,
That's sweet.
And he's going to be 4 in like a few weeks, so
Aw.
yeah. Yeah.
so it's easy.
I
Yeah,
mean,
you
I'll
probably get a
say
better. Go ahead, go ahead.
no, you guys.
I was gonna say maybe you get a better perspective of what actually happened from people who don't actually know you or necessarily want to
Mhm.
spare your feelings, because I feel like my family a lot of times will glaze over the details. Like, yeah, she went down in the bathroom, but I didn't find out until after, like long after that they, I was half naked when they pulled me out. Like they do
Oh no.
definitely spare some details for our feelings or well-being, and it's out of love. It's totally out of
And
love. I can't wait.
I also want to
Yeah.
reassure you, like, I hope you know this, but I mean, my parents, they did a lot of fucked up stuff when I was young. Like, my dad was an alcoholic. I remember him hurting my mom and stuff like that. But at the same time, I really only remember the positive things and I remember the good moments. And he's a changed person now. And I look at him and I can respect him a little bit. My mom and him stay in touch. And it's something I respect them for. So I don't ever think like your daughter, you're scaring your daughter. That's how she's going to remember you or anything like that. Because it's going to be she
No,
only
no.
sees you as, yeah, she only sees you as her father and someone who loves and cares for her.
Yeah, I know she definitely does. I got pictures and stuff galore. The only thing is the situation now that what we're going
Mhm.
to do with like me and uh her mother, my
Yep.
wife, but
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, but actions speak louder than words. So even hearsay or whatever else that she does maybe hear from somebody else, she's got her own memory and set of
Oh yeah.
experience. So custody battles are a bitch, but again,
Oh yeah.
action
yeah,
speaks louder than words.
there'll be nights where it's like I'm the last one to go to sleep, and I made sure they fell asleep in bed. It's like, all right, my wife's asleep, my daughter's asleep, time for me to go to sleep. And in the morning, like I knew my daughter went to sleep right next to her mom, and my daughter's waking up like I'm waking up, seeing a picture of my daughter like all up under my blanket and stuff, and I'm like,
Oh.
wow. And she's just so close to me.
Oh,
That's nice.
Like
that's sweet.
she's
That's
daddy's
sweet.
girl. She's definitely daddy's girl.
That's what I was gonna say. You can't deny a
Mhm.
daddy girl.
Yeah.
I'm just getting used to my older girls, so I'm not used to knocking on doors when I gotta enter. Now I gotta knock and be like, "Are you dressed?" I'm not used to that yet, but yeah, I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I'm used to just walking in like, "Hey, what's going on?" Now I almost walk in, "Hey," they push the door closed. I'm like, "What's going on in there?" Like, "Get dressed." I'm like, "Oh, okay, it makes sense."
Yeah.
my
Respect
mom
is
You
always
kind
almost
said,
pushed me in the door.
I gave birth to you. You got nothing to hide. I was like,
It's
okay.
different than girls.
It is, it
True.
is. And a
Way
father,
different. They're
yes,
girls.
father and girls, yes.
Yeah, I'm getting that vibe too. Youngest with the son, my son is 3, but my daughter's 14, and like privacy is no joke.
Yeah.
Talking about like,
Yeah.
living in the fifth wheel while we get this homestead thing going, and she's saying, "I'll take the loft that is like the size of a coffin. I just can't be near you.
Oh,
I just have to be able to have my own space. I'll give up the gaming desktop. I'll take the laptop and get everything done,
wow.
but I need to have my own space."
Wow. That's commitment.
That's mature. I take it as mature. She
That's
wasn't giving
fair.
me
Yeah.
anything, just be like literally thinking about all these lifestyle changes. And again, that's something she's had to do as my progression, my condition
Hmm.
changes. So I
And
don't
she'll
know
have
if
the
it's a
opportunity to learn
positive,
from it.
but
She'll learn how she enjoys living alone and stuff like that. Like I unfortunately had to learn the hard way that living alone is lonely as shit. It is not a great time. I mean, I got my cat here, but at the same time, I'm lonely all the time.
at 6
Yeah.
hours later.
Gotta go on Tinder.
It's just too easy for that to happen nowadays
Yeah. Yeah.
because people don't actually have to leave the house for anything anymore.
No, I mean, I'm
Convenience
most
is
of the
not exactly a positive for everybody.
Right.
Order a robot AI. Girl.
I want to
What?
go rock
You
climbing
had to go
again.
there.
I seen something about that about where they say Gen Z they think they're gonna be into robots because they
Yes.
did some
Yeah,
survey to
I
where
saw
Gen
that.
Z, yeah,
I hope
I guess they
not.
did a survey and that's what they got from it. And they said this is what
I'm like,
they said. I'm like dating a robot.
I just
Hmm,
I just want a life partner that will be there to hang out and have a good time with me. Like honestly, I'm
Tesla bot.
ambivalent. Like you could be male or female. I'm down for to have a bromance and just bro out with the dude all day, and I'm also down to have a girl to hang out with. But I just want someone who I don't even care if we get
Okay.
married or not. I just want a best friend, someone for life.
Mhm.
Oh,
Right.
you never need to
yeah.
get married. If you're truly
Yeah.
with somebody you love, fuck it.
I
Just
I
love it.
I tell everyone
I
the only
got my
reason I'm going to get
cousins,
married
I
is
got
for
my
the tax
friends.
benefits.
Yeah.
I'm not
The
lonely.
vows don't really mean shit unless you're like that kind of, devout person.
It's like the only thing that felt lonely is like no one around me ever really ever had seizures. So it was like you don't really know the full story,
How
Right.
you
much
know?
more lonely is that going to make it for the next generation? Like all these Simpsons
Yeah.
references coming true, like making it look like actual like Jetsons in the future. How much more lonely is that going to be if you literally
Like
never have to make human contact and like Siri is as close as you can get or something?
I get what you're saying, Angel. Well, like I love my mom to death. Like you guys know how much I love her, and I know she only loves me as much, but at the same time when I talk to her, it just doesn't feel like she fully understands, you know, the struggle a little bit. Like I
Yeah.
apologized to her more times than I complained about like my tongue hurting and stuff because I just felt like I was annoying her. But at the same time, like I don't think she understands how painful it is to spend 5 days unable to eat like food because it feels like someone's shoving a hook through your tongue.
Yep.
Like it, and I don't know, like she worries about me, but they just still don't know what the full extent of it. I mean,
Sweet.
she can give me all these suggestions, but at the same time, it's like, man, I've been dealing with this for over a year, just dealing with neurologist after neurologist, like back burner after back burner. I honestly don't give a shit anymore, really. Like it feels like no one gives a shit, and
We
other than
do.
you, other than my mom
We
and you
do.
guys,
We
you
do.
guys.
Exactly.
But
For
it's
heaven's
hard to
sake,
give a
yes.
shit when the people who are supposed to help you don't even feel like they give a shit, or it doesn't feel like they give a shit. Like when my doctor
Been
doesn't do
there.
anything about my medication for a whole year while I'm still having seizures, and
That's
then I'm left in
wrong.
the and I'm left in the dark, not realizing that like that's one of the main issues with it. Like I stopped taking my medication because I was like, it's not doing anything. And he never told me the panic attacks I was having and stuff. But
no.
again, I mean,
I'm
it's
so
just
sorry.
no, and it's my fault as well because I should have done more research. I should have been more proactive about it. But at the same time, when I have to
Well, we're
spend
supposed to trust our doctors,
$6,000,
right? We're
Yeah,
Right.
supposed to
you can't
believe
guilt
them.
trip yourself with like that 2020 hindsight thing. No
No,
guilt
don't
trip
do
sure,
on
that. How are
yeah,
you?
but
If they didn't explain it to you, how are you going to know unless you talk to somebody else? Honestly,
yeah,
even if you read
exactly.
about it online, that doesn't mean you would necessarily say the things I'm experiencing are the same things that are being described here.
Yeah, and
Talking to people is entirely different.
And can you blame me for being a little apathetic about setting up appointments and new treatments and stuff like that when I just spent my entire life savings on hospital visits?
Yeah,
I've
Exactly.
spent
yeah,
more time in a
Yeah.
hospital
no,
than I have at work or school.
right?
Like, I don't care about setting up an appointment in 3 months from now with a neurologist. Like, it's not my priority is not being so fucking stressed out constantly, like not worrying about the
Yeah.
next doctor's
Improving things
appointment or
today, damn it.
yeah, yeah, not
Timing
half.
is everything. If you're already burnt out from like trying to start your own life and then this comes and you realize like all your plans
Literally,
5-6 years are gone to shit, then yeah,
it was my
timing is
last semester of school. Like
Oh
fucking hell,
God.
why? Sorry, I'm ranting. I don't mean to make it about
You
myself,
can
but
rant, go
fuck it.
ahead.
that's why we're here.
Like last semester of school, all my savings gone, and it's like I still feel like a burden, and I feel like some of it's my fault, and it's hard to take the support from people. Like my mom, I know would give me anything she has, but at the same time, it's so hard to accept money from them because I feel like
The
I should be an
narrative
adult.
changes. The narrative definitely changes because it's not like, after high school I never heard like you have your whole life ahead of you anymore. Not genuinely anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta
It's
go, guys. Thanks a lot.
No, Jeff,
Oh
thank you for
yes,
All right.
joining,
please come
man.
yeah,
again,
man.
Jeff.
Seriously, please join
I'll be
us.
here
And
on
See
Friday.
you Friday.
Yes,
awesome,
All right, we'll
please
see you.
awesome,
do.
awesome. Invite your wife.
Yeah.
Have her come on.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
roll
will.
a fat one.
Yeah. But
Yes.
yeah,
Bye.
no, I just definitely needs to be more awareness out there, and there just needs to be
Yeah.
more support because even it feels like the doctor I saw today didn't really give a shit. It was like he helped me out more and stuff like that, but at the same time, it just didn't feel like he cared.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just like I I prefer my nurse practitioner over actually, and
Exactly.
my neurologist is good, but it's just like the caring part from her
Right.
is
Yeah.
why I
Yeah,
prefer her.
yeah.
Yeah.
It just feels like all the neurologists have like a chip on their shoulder where they don't they know everything. They don't have to try so hard or like I don't know. It rubs me the wrong way when I talk to my neurologist every single time.
Or it's like they take it personal when they don't have the answer because they
Yeah.
can never tell you I don't know.
Or if you question
Yeah.
something, they're like, "Oh, you dare question me? Oh,
Right,
you
exactly.
you
Like they
dare have a
hold it against me that
concern?"
my epilepsy is like intractable. I don't know how I got it. Yeah, I did karate. I
No.
rode dirt bikes. Like I probably hit my head a couple times, but that was 5 years ago. That was when I was in like elementary school, 2,000
Yeah,
miles away.
Right.
yeah. That
Now
was when I
I'm in
was
like a
8 years
different part
old.
of the world, and I
Yeah.
don't know. There's just
Like
no
my mom
telling.
was just telling me a story the other day, like, oh, you might have got it because when you were
Exactly.
a baby, we had to give you this type of Similac or
Yeah.
whatever. It's like,
And then they're
Oh
gonna say,
my.
now there's a class action, and go take this
yeah,
test and look into it.
Right.
Yeah, I've had the conspiracy theories happen too, but it's all about birth control.
Right.
And
Oh, all about birth
I
control.
honestly believe that was a coincidence that,
I've seen.
yes, somebody took birth control, but I don't think that actually caused this.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, birth control is going to mess up your hormones like crazy. So it's
If
might
anything, maybe
just be
it
a
was my
hormone
first
thing.
trigger. You know, maybe
Yeah.
that's what revealed it. But
Mhm.
in the end, I mean, I could look at it as maybe that's what got me treatment. Before
Right.
I was behind the wheel on a worse day.
Right.
You know, like having that fender bender and like waving goodbye as, you know, what they said I did sounds bad enough.
For sure.
Yeah.
I never.
Yeah. So
You ever been told that
Once
you
that
did
big
something that you
man
couldn't
had the
believe? You're
game.
like, not me. I wouldn't do that.
that's
Probably.
what I'm saying. And again, it was from this podcast. My mother heard me, and like again, Talia, a daughter heard me telling stories, and she's like, you know, it didn't really go that way, right? And I'm going off on my own notes. I'm thinking, wow, my journal isn't even accurate anymore.
Yeah. This is like
No.
exactly how I remember it.
Mm-hmm.
And no, it didn't go that way.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Or I'll
Yeah,
ask a bunch of questions they don't want to answer because they're like, for goodness sakes, we just leave it alone. We don't want to answer it anymore.
right.
Like I totally don't remember at all my last tonic colonic where was doing the Japanese horror movie screaming ghost thing.
hmm
Drop the jaw and just start screaming at the ceiling for no particular reason. Yeah, nobody wanted to tell me that, and I didn't remember it at
Yeah,
all.
to
Yeah.
like relive it.
Yeah, the
But
time where I like didn't believe I was doing is they said I was just like started taking off my clothes and we were in public. I had a seizure in public. But what reminded
Probably
me of
hot,
that,
right? You were probably hot. You had the sweats or
exactly, the
something.
body heat thing must have been presenting itself.
Right.
what reminded me of that is when Kate said they didn't let her know that they took her out of the shower half naked. And that was one of my, I guess I wasn't half naked. I guess I was almost naked moments that I seen. And I actually wanted to read that one.